This sermon is the last of our series on stewardship. We've focused upon our possessions, our money, even though Pastor April didn't like talking about money. Pastor Megard has talked about the issue of how we use a gift of time that we have. And today we're going to focus upon talents. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking. You're going, oh boy, I don't really have a talent, you know. You know what? I don't buy into that at all. I absolutely believe that every single one of you sitting here today has a talent. And the reason I believe that is I have experienced on a daily basis the talent in this congregation. And I want to tell you something. Lutheran Church of the Master's got talent. It's pulsing all over the place. I am continually amazed day after day as I run into people and they're able to do this, they're engaged in that, or they're passionate about this, or they're focused on this. I am blown away by the talent in this congregation, so much so that this morning I think we ought to have a talent show. Well, maybe not. But I do want to focus on our talents. And I think there are three areas, there are three barriers, if we let them, or three breakout areas that we discover when we reflect upon our God-given talents. And we understand that when we use them in a way that is proper, that is in a way that fits with Scripture, we discover that we are indeed glorifying God through our talents. And so I want us to look at those three Scripture passages today, just kind of in a summary form, and we discover some profound things in each one of them. As we look at that Deuteronomy passage, I'm quite sobered by that passage, because in it says that everything that we have, even though it's kind of talking about possessions, I think we can still apply it to the area of talents. Everything that we have in life, we need to understand is a blessing from God. Scripture warns us that if somehow we begin to not view the talents, the possession, the time that we have, if we begin to look at those things as not being a blessing, but something that we have given ourselves, something that we do ourselves, then pretty soon, Scripture says, our hearts begin to move away from a relationship with God. We cease to focus upon God, and we begin to believe that it's all about us, and we begin to follow other idols. And do you know what the result is? Destruction and devastation. So this issue of talents is, I think, pretty serious for us to understand how we are to live out our lives in a way that uses the talents that God has given us, understanding that they are a blessing from God in a way that glorifies Him, lest we walk down a path of destruction. We as a country this week are going to focus on Thanksgiving. Well, have you ever stopped to think about what Thanksgiving is? Thanksgiving isn't when you sit down and you stare at the turkey and you go, hey, good job. No. You stop and you say, God, I want to take this moment as a country to thank you for all the blessings that we have. Things can get a little clouded sometimes because our self-centeredness gets in the way. Growing up, for instance, I had a talent. I knew I had a talent because I was a little bit better than everybody else with this talent. And people told me I had this talent. Do you know what it is? Ooh, silence. What's that? Coin collecting. No, I didn't start that till I was in my 40s. And I'm not very good at it either. Singing. No, that's not the one I'm thinking. What, George? Art. It was art, George. I'm amazed. He hasn't heard this sermon before. I'm amazed. Yeah, I was a pretty good artist in high school. As a matter of fact, I won a blue ribbon for a self-portrait at the Knox County Fair. Huh? I actually had people pay me for my art. $5, but you know, that's still, they paid me for my art. And so I was convinced that this art thing was me. And you know what? As I think about that, not once did I ever view that as any kind of blessing from God. I saw it all about me. I was better than other people in art. I was going to use my art. I was going to do, I was, my plan was I was going to go to college, get a degree in commercial art, and then I was going to go out to California and work for Walt Disney Studios and draw Mickey Mouse the rest of my life. I think I've told some of you this. I took my portfolio of art to Dana College, and they reviewed it, and they offered out scholarships, and they gave me a big academic scholarship. They gave me a big scholarship in vocal music. They even paid me to play my trombone. But not one red cent for art. That's exactly how I felt, just like that. And I was mystified. How could this be my dream, my talent, my ability, and yet Dana College doesn't recognize? I mean, look at this, folks. I brought a piece of my artwork to share with you this morning. Isn't that? Wait, so you got upside down? Well, I'm not sure how this goes. Can you believe that they didn't pay me money for this? Yeah, it's pretty pathetic, isn't it? Yeah. And yet I was kind of deluding myself that this is what I was supposed to do. And you know, I absolutely believe that God took that moment of scholarship to say, whoa, put the brakes on. This is not my plan for you. This is not what I have in mind for you. I need to somehow put the brakes on your self-centeredness. Because you're not acknowledging me. You're not understanding the blessings that I want to give you. I have a plan. You see, we're talking about the God of creation. The one who has orchestrated the universe, who has set the pattern of the DNA within you. He has a design not only for creation, He has a design for your life. And He blesses you with the talents and the abilities set forth in your life to fit His plan. Now I look at my life and I think, well, you know, you're pretty good at public speaking, but you know what? I recognize that as solely from God. And when people come out and they say, good sermon, and I say it's all God, I'm not trying to be some kind of super pious spiritual person. I'm just telling you the flat out truth. When I preach, it's God going, and I just hop in the saddle and go for a ride. I kid you not. That is exactly what's happening to me right now, and I'm getting a chill up the back of my neck just talking about it. It's God.